As I said in my last video, I finished reading The Hunger Games last Friday, and this is the book review that I know that all of you are very excited about. When I finished reading it last Friday, I was super excited and I just really wanted to talk to my sister about it, but she said that, "No, Rebecca, I don't want to talk to you about it because I want to see your book review on YouTube." Great. Before I start though, I want to warn you all of the spoilers that will probably be in this video. I just don't want to, screw it up for you people. I don't want to spoil anything. So if you're planning on reading the book, then don't watch this. I feel like the easiest way to do this would be in a question sort of way, so that's what I'm gonna do. What is the book about? Okay, so this book takes place in North America. It's a couple of 100 years from now, and the country is now called Panem. Now, in Panem, there is the capital. There also used to be 13 districts, but when they all revolted against the capital, the 13th was terminated by the capital. To remind the 12 remaining districts who's boss, the capital takes 2 tributes from every district and put them all in an arena where they fight until death. Who is the main character? Her name is Katniss Everdeen. She's 15 and her sister gets picked to be in the Hunger Games. But since Katniss is a very protective older sister, she decides to take her sister's place in the games. And that's pretty much what the whole book revolves around. What did you like about the book? The thing that I liked most about this book was that it was just really nerve-wracking all through the book. It was just, the suspense was always there. I have not ever read a book where the suspense is there until the last chapter. I was really impressed by that. I tend to compare books to Harry Potter, and I did not think that this book was as deep as Harry Potter, which I also didn't really feel like it had to be. It was really well described, and I really like that there were no actual unnecessary scenes in the book. Everything was pretty much smushed together. I also felt like I got a good view on how good of a life I'm actually living. Like things that we take for granted, they see as very exclusive, like showers and having food on the table every day. I also really liked how Peeta, the boy in this story basically, how he developed. I just really liked how you got a sense of who he was, even though it was from Katniss's perspective. And I have to say that I completely fell in love with him. I freaking adored him. I think it's because I like men, boys, whatever, who actually show feelings, and Peeta does do that a lot. What did you not like about the book? Since I read it in English, I am not as used to reading in English as I am in Swedish, I guess. And so the punctuation sometimes confused me. There's a sentence and since there was no comma, it got weird. But that was the only grammatic thing that I had a problem with, the way she wrote the book. I liked it except for some of the punctuations that really bothered me. One of the things that I missed in the book that was in the movie was in the end when Cato is holding on to Peeta and he just says, "Shoot me, I'm already dead." And I feel like that's an important detail because you feel like Cato is actually a person. He's not a monster, which he is very much described as in the book. So he is an important character, and I just felt like it would have been nice to see some sort of humanity in him in the book. One thing that I was also disappointed about with the book was that it wasn't really as hard as people had told me it would be. I had been told that it would be a lot of gore and everything would just be horrible because all of the children would be monsters. But I didn't really find it to be that horrific, which was probably because I watched the movie before I read the book, and so I was sort of prepared for how they would die, and so I ended up feeling that it was kind of lame. Were there any specific things that got stuck in your head? One thing that I thought about was that this is probably the first book that I've ever read that includes someone describing their pee. I didn't like that in the movie you don't get to know that the big dogs, the mutts as they're called in the books, are the dead tributes basically. Like in the movie they're just big dogs and that's it. Which I think was a fairly important detail that they chose to not have in the movie. Was the ending satisfactory? Yes. I thought that the ending was freaking brilliant. I just want to keep reading this series. I want to buy the next 2 books and just know what happens, because it's a very open ending, and so there is a lot that you don't actually know yet. And to be fair, I am quite curious about whether she will be with Peeta or Gale, though I don't really feel like it's an easy decision because I feel like they're both awesome. I mean, it's difficult to choose between 2 awesome people. Do we recommend the book? I do recommend this book to about everybody. I did forget to mention in my last book video that I actually bought this one for my dad as well. Do you have any regrets? My only regret is not having bought the 2nd and 3rd book before I finished this one. I didn't order the 2 last books in the series until last Sunday, and they still haven't shown up, so I know, I just want to read! But I can't because I don't have the books. But they're coming soon, I hope, because I can't take it no more. I just wanna know what happens. All I have to say in the end is that I hope that you will pick up this book and read it, because it is a really, really good book. I will see you later. Bye. Oh my god.